I am an interior design major at Georgia State. I'm in my junior year now, and I currently work for T.E.A.M AmeriCorps at Wesley International Academy, right downtown actually. I originally started by transferring from SCAD in Savannah and came here, and I was looking for a way to not only just get a job but actually connect with my community. And in the past I've done a lot of teaching with kids, so I really wanted something kind of education based. So I went to a job fair, and I remember the table, the whole brochure set up, and at the time it was Anthony. He was one of the assistant directors there, and I walked up and I just asked him, what is AmeriCorps, what do they do, because I'd never heard about it before. And he had told me, well, this is what we do, and check out our flyers. And I remember that day I definitely wanted to get my application in as soon as possible. I remember writing my email on the sign-up sheet and just being really excited to get that email to really start that application process. So I've been with AmeriCorps for 3 years now, and I think that the best part to say is the moments that I've been able to grow the most have been through AmeriCorps. Luckily I have my mentors such as Crystal Bradley and Raina Turner, and they've been, the first part of my experience has definitely been just being a Team AmeriCorps member, where if I was pretty frustrated on how I could do more, or having people to be honest with me and say I could do more, having them and encouraging me at all times was one of the experiences I've always remembered. And each year I've been able to grow in ways that have helped me as a leader and as a mentor to others. So year one of AmeriCorps had to have been working at Kipway's, where I worked in a math classroom, and it was the first moment I had learned about the connection, the importance of having a connection with the students that you're working with, and being able to take time. And I remember one of my first students where I leaned over and I looked them in the eyes and I was like, what's going on with you? And they didn't really look up because they were actually ashamed because they didn't understand a math problem. And I'm so happy that by being an AmeriCorps member that I don't have to stop a whole class. I can actually just kind of be like a floating person that gets to walk up to that child and really encourage them and let them know, it's okay if you don't understand this. There's other ways to learn. My second year was working with Youth Enhancement Services GED program, and that's when I learned how to be empathetic with people. Luckily, it's about ages 16 to 24, and one thing I really learned was the importance of not really teaching a person based off of their background and not limiting them in a way because you think that you've heard or even that they tell you something, but that actually it's your job to really teach them that when it comes to education, that 20% is really the knowledge and 80% is that confidence. And one thing I was able to have the privilege of doing was being a mentor and in a sense a life coach, and teaching the students that I work with that you are valuable, that you're important, and that you have a purpose in this world. And also, once they had graduated with their GEDs, I really got to remember one of the quotes that Crystal Bradley had told me, which was that we are all stepping stones in people's lives, and that's affected my community service period, whether in AmeriCorps or outside of AmeriCorps, that we are all supposed to be someone, and we all have the traits to help others, to not really satisfy ourselves, but to be a stepping stone for others in their lives. And when I had those moments in working in the GED program, I actually got to see how important it was for me to be that stepping stone. And also, working in the Crim Center, like every Friday, my favorite spot to come to on campus, I'm able to run into some of my GED students now that have graduated also, and they are telling me, they're starting school soon, and they've got a job now, and they've got their own place, and it's all these great success stories that I get to experience each day. One way, first for at least Team AmeriCorps, is coming to the Alonzo Crim Center at Georgia State. It is on the 3rd floor in the College of Education building, and really just coming in, you kind of could do that, because so many people, you'll go in expecting just to get an application, but even at that, you'll come out with so many words of wisdom from the people that you're going to naturally run into. But we also have the AmeriCorps website, which you can definitely find online, and there are hundreds of different types of AmeriCorps even in the country, and there's a lot of them in the state of Georgia. So you can look off their main website, scroll down, and just see different information, because one thing when you're serving a community is that I really definitely don't advise doing something that you don't want to do. Don't just do it for those hours or just to say you volunteered. Find something that you actually like and use those gifts that you have to give to other people that you're working with in your community.